So here's a practice SAT question. It allows for the use of a calculator. We've got a little story problem here, so this is always maybe a little tougher than if they just ask you to do something that's already presented to you. But we'll try to make sure we make some sense out of this as we look at the problem. So it's talking about a botanist studying the production of pears by two types of trees. She noticed that the type A trees produced 20% more pears than the type B trees did. Based on this observation, if the type A trees produce 144 pears, how many pears did the type B trees produce? So one thing that I think right away when I read this middle sentence within this problem, the type A trees produced 20% more pears than the type B trees did. That allows me to write a little equation. The type A trees, the amount that they produced is equal to 20% more than the type B trees produced. So if you're wondering where I got this 1.2 from, type B trees produced 100% of the pears that they produce. That kind of makes sense, right? Well, I need to be 20% more than that. So I'm not multiplying by a decimal that represents 100% on this side. I'm multiplying by a decimal that represents 120%, right? So the type A trees produced or equaled 120%, or as a decimal, 1.2 times the amount that the type B trees produced. We want to know how many pears the type B trees produced. Well, we know how many the type A trees produced. It's 144. So if I put 144 in place of the A, if I solve for B, that's going to tell me the number of pears that those type B trees produced. And that's a one-step equation. And what you end up with there is you end up with 120 pears. You could have also done with this with a proportion. You could have also done it with a slightly different method, but hopefully what we've talked about right here makes pretty decent sense. We'll go ahead and highlight that answer and be done.